You're watching the 50 States of AR-15 on Big Gunner 81. Brought to you by BATArms.com.
Welcome everyone to the 50 States of AR-15 project. I'm your host, Rick, aka Big Gunner 81. Hope you're all doing well, and thanks for stopping by and checking out this video today. Of course, today we're going to be checking out the California rifle. Now, we got a lot of great companies involved with building this rifle, and I want to thank them for their support. First off, Juggernaut Tactical, Strike Industries, Spinter Precision, and AR-15Extreme.com. We're going to kind of tell you a little bit about some of the components that made up this rifle today. First off, one thing I want to note about the California rifle is that it has a lot of style to it. There's a lot of cool products out there that are from California, of course, that are very much stylish and functional at the same time. Strike Industries is one of the companies that's very much a leader in that, just kind of with the innovation and design, kind of making things that are adaptable in a sense. But anyhow, let's kind of go over some of the components of this particular rifle. So first off, our muzzle brake on here is the Zombie Thumper from AR-15Extreme.com. They also make a lot of other components like takedown pins and trigger and hammer pins and a lot of detent pins. Anything that's a turned component, they pretty much make for the AR-15 platform and the AR-10 as well. Next up, we have a Spinter Precision 18-inch barrel that is actually a fluted barrel, a twisted fluted design that's chambered in 223 Wild. A pretty nice barrel. I do like the stainless steel look as well. Again, like I said, the style component, the twisted fluting is very beautiful. We also mated that with a Strike Industries gas block, which you can't really see very well underneath the handguard, but it is much, the design is pretty much an angular cut design. It's not one of the rounded standard micro gas blocks. It's just kind of more of a stylish look to it. Over our barrel, we have a Juggernaut Tactical handguard. Of course, this is sniper gray, just like the rest of the receivers, the upper and lower receiver. A very neat handguard. Of course, has key mod all up and down it. Has 4 rails up in the front, so where you really need it, you don't really need it back here. And gives you that option to be able to attach light or other component on the front end of your rail, and still gives you that room to hold on to it, and gives you a nice comforting grip. So next up, the upper receiver, of course, Juggernaut Tactical, and the lower receiver are both billet. That's also Juggernaut Tactical as well. One of the cool things is that they do put their name on their components. So they got Juggernaut Tactical, etched into the upper and the handguard and the lower, of course. I love that they're the patriotic theme of this rifle, which is cool. They've got the flag on the ejection port here, ejection cover, with the USA on it, which they're also facing the right direction, which is very cool because sometimes people don't do that. And by the right direction, I mean the stars are towards the front of the rifle, as you're headed forward. That's kind of important to me, at least. I like that idea and the concept, of the way the flag should be flowing as you're going into battle, so to speak. Their billet upper and lower set, not only at the styling points, as I mentioned, the functionality. It has an ambidextrous bolt release, which is kind of a neat way that this works. It's basically a little pin, a little stainless steel pin that pushes the plunger of the bolt catch on the opposite side to release it. Inside the ejection port door, you might have noticed that we have a angle cut Spinter Precision bolt carrier group. It's actually nitride coated. Very cool. We'll also have that bumping up against the buffer, which is a Spinter Precision buffer tube assembly with their buffer weight and spring and all that inside as well. The majority of the lower components are Strike Industries. We have their 60 degree, actually it's adjustable between 90 and 60 both, safety selector and their standard trigger, and also their takedown pins. Magazine catch is their Strike Industries, that is, enhanced magazine catch. However, the magazine button is actually using a California style bullet button. One of the neat things about this particular bullet button is that the installation tool can also be threaded on, so that you can use the installation tool, this red anodized button, as a mag release button. Kind of a nice little feature, so if you're leaving the state of California, you can go ahead and thread that on and use it in a different state. The grip on here happens to actually be a new grip that's from Juggernaut Tactical. It's a rubberized grip. I like the feel of it. It's also kind of very ergonomic with the finger grooves and everything. Of course, their lower receiver also has a built-in trigger guard, which is neat. And for the charging handle, running the Strike Industries, one of their standard style one of their standard style charging handles. And we also have their Viper buttstock here as well. Kind of more of a compact style with a little bit of an angle here, so you can kind of fit it into the pocket of your shoulder nicely. Very cool components. Again, like I said, the styling. The stock has a lot of styling features to it as well, along with, quick attach points for sling as well built on that stock. Very neat. The sights on here, I'm just using Magpul flip-ups. Obviously, they're not made in California, but they are there for the reason of just testing purposes, basically. We're still kind of searching for an optics manufacturer to use for this rifle build in the future. But otherwise, the rifle's complete, functions. We've been able to test it out at the range. Works awesome. No issues. And just an overall very nice rifle build. Juggernaut Tactical makes some nice stuff when it comes to the receivers and everything. Again, Spin to Precision. I'll tell you what, Spin to Precision, the price points on their barrels and their components are phenomenal. You get a lot of value for the dollar with their barrels. Having said that, also Strike Industries, as I mentioned, has some really cool designs and very much not just cool in the fact of how they look, but also the functionality. And AR-15extreme.com, they make some good components. Like I said, the turn components, like we have, I may not have mentioned it, they're anti-rotation, anti-walking trigger pins here that actually have the cap head, I think they're called, or button head screws, to lock those trigger and hammer pins in place. And they make nice extended takedown pins as well. So for the new rules in California, where I believe this was changing around the time of building this rifle, of course, that they're going to require a fixed magazine inside of your AR. So that means in order to load it, you're going to have to pop the rear takedown pin to open it up and load it through the receiver, which is kind of sad. But AR-15extreme.com makes extended takedown pins, so you can pop out your takedown pins very easily. They give you something to kind of grab onto and press on when you're having to pop apart your receiver. So check them out, and of course, go stop by their Facebook pages, give them all a like, and tell them thanks for supporting this project. Hopefully we'll get some interviews with them in the future here to kind of share with you some of the backstories of their companies as well. Just have a lot of great history in all these companies that are involved. Some of them are veteran owned, and some of them are companies that got started off of a parent company and things like that. And they're really cool stories. So hopefully we'll get to bring that to you as well with this particular build with California. But we definitely will be doing that in the future with the rest of the other builds coming up here as well. So until next time, hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, go out and have some fun shooting.